pretty bad, a little loud when you let off. Alright, in the last video I mentioned that I was wanting to put 3-inch exhaust on this thing because I think it was choking down the horsepower on the dyno. I got a lot of responses from people talking about how they picked up 30-40 horsepower on the dyno by switching from the 2.5 to 3-inch exhaust. So that's what I'm going to end up doing this video. I also mentioned the last one I thought about doing it in aluminum. Well, that was not cost effective. Aluminum tubing and the mufflers were going to be astronomically high, as well as I'm not sure how good I could TIG weld them together yet. So I ended up going with aluminized tubing and some stainless steel pieces in it. And check out this video and show you exactly how I did everything. Alright, I got the truck up on the lift. We're getting ready to figure out what to do with the exhaust. As you can see right there, it goes from 3-inch, steps down to 2.5, V-banded headers right there. And then it goes back, and these are Dynatech mufflers. And don't have a ton of clearance there, but we have it nice and secure so it doesn't walk around. And have a little bit of clearance back there too. Used factory style exhaust hangers on this, if you can see that up there. And we bolted them to it. So, and then this is what I think the main restriction is. Right here where this bends in. And then it goes into these C6 Corvette tips, or yeah, C6 tips. Makes a real tight bend there. So we think that's probably what's killing us. Also the 2.5-inch exhaust. So we're gonna pull this out of here and see what we got. Alright, for a lot of the bends what we're gonna use is a 6-liter exhaust. This was part of a catalytic converter piece. And then the shop, we have to cut the catalytic converters off and send them in for cores, but the rest of this stuff gets thrown out. And this is a 3-inch exhaust, except for right here on the very end where it's about 2.5. So we're going to use the bends out of one of these. I got 2 of them. And here's one that we just got through cutting up. These are all the different bends on that one tube. And then this was off of my truck. This is the flange I need for the V-band. So we're going to reuse it, and we're going to start fitting these pipes up, see what looks good, and then start tacking it together. Alright, we got part of the exhaust tacked on. You can see there where the V-band is, that little piece I showed you. We got this part of that 6-liter exhaust tacked on. And it goes under here and makes a little bit of a bend slightly up. Then another piece there, another partial bend, actually the piece we cut off of this, flipped it and twisted it a little bit. Let's see here how it's probably needs to be tweaked over just a hair bit more because it's got to line up with my mounts right here, and the muffler go between the mounts there. I'm going to just run it down alongside the body and frame, and there's my exit back there. So next we're going to make a straight piece of pipe or put in the muffler. I haven't bought my muffler yet for it, so I got to get that ordered pretty quick. Alright, I chopped up my old exhaust. This is one of my old mufflers. It's a Dynatech. And as you can see, it's only about 7 inches wide. That was literally about as widest muffler I could put in the truck without it hitting either the ground effects or the frame. So a lot of you suggested a bunch of different mufflers, and most all of them are too wide if they're in this kind of a shape. So I'm trying something different. I hope it quiets it down somewhat. This is a Pipes brand, 3-inch in, 3-inch out, 4-inch overall diameter. As you can see, it's not a whole lot of muffler there, but hopefully it does something. And then I bought some aluminized 3-inch pipe from Jegs, and that's my end I cut the other night. So I'll end up welding this on there, and I'll put the muffler somewhere in between there and put my hangers, and then weld her up, and I'll have her done. Alright, last night I got everything welded up from here all the way to here. Need to grind that weld down. This I welded with a stainless TIG. This was just MIG'd because it goes into aluminized piping. I'll probably end up spraying this section black in here. This is a stainless pipe. It's not welded, but everything's just kind of laid in there. So now I need to figure up from here out to the side there, get that figured up and tack everything together, and I can weld it up and hopefully be done with one side pretty quick. This is the left exhaust pipe. Went ahead and I wanted to smooth these welds out in here and here, so I ground those out with use a cutoff wheel to get the heavier stuff out, and then I use a flapper disc to kind of polish it out. Then I lightly sanded it. It'll all probably turn kind of a goldish color after I run it for a little bit. And this is the aluminized pipe. I'm not sure if I'm going to spray paint it or not. It really shouldn't rust. And then the muffler is just tacked on. I need to finish welding it, but for right now it's just trial fitting everything, make sure it's good. It seemed to fit good, so hopefully tomorrow I can get this welded up. And then I had to add a piece in here because it wasn't long enough out the end. This will end up getting bologna sliced like that, so I need a little extra hanging out, and the piece I bought wasn't quite long enough, so I'll put a splice in there, and then I'll mark on the ground effect where it needs to be cut, kind of at an angle like that. So should look pretty good when I'm done. But this stuff just takes a lot of time, especially do-it-yourselfer. I'm not a professional by any means, but enjoy doing this kind of stuff. It's just something I love doing, so I like doing it right too. These here, TIG welded these, they come out pretty good. I'll probably just leave those, no one will see them anyways. I finally got the passenger side exhaust fabbed up. Stuff takes a lot of time, so I'm not a professional by any means, but I feel like I'm more than capable of doing it. This is the side exit here. This is not how it's going to be. This is extended way too far out, so I'll get my get a pattern made up for this cover here, like a little heat shield like it was before, and then I'll build me a new one out of aluminum. Then I'll cut this just past the aluminum, but a similar shape to that. So it should look pretty good when I'm done. The main problem I have with trying to doing the opposite side of the one I just did is the first side you really have nothing to go by. You just go by what you want. The second side you go by what matches the other side. So it took me a little longer to do the right side than I thought it would. I was hoping to actually have the hangers on it tonight, but I haven't. So I'll get the hangers hopefully put on Sunday afternoon, and then I can start working on getting my exits finished out. And then I'll probably take it down, sand it a little more, maybe kind of try and polish that a little bit so it doesn't look so crude, but it'll turn gold again, I'm sure. And then I still got to finish welding this. These are just tacked on. Alright, the next step I need to do is make some covers for the side right here where they used to have those aluminum heat shields, so that's what I'm getting ready to make next. Alright, there's one of my old heat shields I had where my exhaust came out the side, and then I made a paper pattern. It's actually a little bigger than this. This is the original size here where that black line is, but I wanted these to go up a little bit higher because with the 3-inch exhaust it was gonna come way up top here and there wouldn't be much room, so that's why I made these a little bit bigger. So then the next step is I need to get these cut out of aluminum. Alright, so then I put these on here, this on here, traced around it for my pattern. Then I used my handy dandy Harbor Freight shear to cut these rough out. And then this aluminum sheet is off of a tanker truck. It's a used piece that we got from someone we know. So they were throwing some stuff out, and so I think I can't remember if I bought it or if we paid them what the scrap price was for it. But either way, we got a bunch of this laying around, so this works pretty good for this. I'll just cut these out roughly. Alright, this is a shear that me and my dad just bought like a week ago. We haven't had time to mount it, so it's just on this cart for now. But it works real good for cutting the flat part, straight edges off. Alright, then I take it over to this Beverly shear. Round my corners off. machine. I haven't had it very long, so I haven't had much of a chance to perfect it, but it cuts really, really good. Alright, then I'll just round the edges a little more smoothly with the sander. Alright, here's one of the ground effects. You can see where the old exhaust was. I kind of trimmed her up a little bit. Still trimming up a little more, but here's my panel. As you can see, it doesn't fit because the contour of the panel there, and then also a little bit of a kick in there, so I gotta put a little bit of a roll on it, and I'll show you my backyard bead roller. Alright, so this is what I'm going to end up using. I have it on clamps here. I'll loosen these clamps up, stick that in where I want it, and then we'll pull it over and bend it. Got a piece of 2.5 inch exhaust in here, and I got my piece clamped in it, so we're going to roll it forward to put the bend in it. Alright, I got that contour, but it's not quite enough of a bend, so I put the smaller pipe in here, and we're going to bend it more because it kind of gets a tighter radius down here. So. Alright, I got the bottom curve bent where I want it. Now I got to put just a little bit of curve in the top side to account for that contour. Alright, now I got to put a little bend down here. It's tight. Okay, I'll try that. Alright, I got this piece made up, blank right now. Then I'll take the piece that was on that side. I made these two holes line up. So I'll cut the middle of this out. I'll put the exhaust pipe through it, and then I'll use that paper template to figure out where the hole needs to be in relationship to the metal underneath it. So that's what I'm going to get ready to do. Alright, I got my other pattern cut out. And this is my blank piece here. So now all I got to do is draw inside there, cut that out. I should have a hole real close to my exhaust exit. Alright, here's the final piece for the passenger side of the truck. Got it on. Now I got to drill all the holes and put my bolts in it. Alright, now for the holes in here, instead of drilling them, I have this little metal hole punch. It comes in real handy. You can change out the dies, put different size holes in it instead of drilling it. It's way quicker and cleaner. So I've already got my holes marked here. I just look through this, the hole where it's going to be at. Line it up, punch it. Way quicker than drilling holes. And bam, that's all done. So now I just got to polish this, put it back on my ground effect piece here, drill new holes that I punched at the top side that aren't on there yet, and it should be good to go. Alright, here's the final piece. Got it all polished out, got it all bolted on. Here's what it looks like from the back side. Like I said, it's covering up where my dual exhaust used to be on each side, so look pretty good sitting on there. Alright, here's what the new exhaust looks like. Looks pretty good. Can live with that. There's the other side. I'll fire it up here and let you hear it. Alright, it's definitely louder. A little more of a deep tone to it. Kind of almost a hollow sound. Hear the cam a little better. Probably doesn't sound very good on the video. Alright, put my pops in the truck so you can hear it. that a little loud when you let off. Well, I'm glad to finally get the exhaust out of the way. It's been about a week longer than I thought it was going to take. I was planning on about a week, and I've taken right at 2 weeks to get done from start to finish. But that's typically the way everything goes that I do anymore. It takes double the time or longer than I expect it to take. Like I expected this engine to be in and done in a week. Well, I'm still working on it. So anyways, my next venture on this truck is going to be getting the hood vents installed off of a 2013 Mustang. They seem to fit the contour of the hood real good, and I have a major buildup of heat in here, and with those individual throttle bodies up on top with no fresh air coming into it, it's just killing it on the intake air temps. So I'm hoping these will extract a lot of heat out. I bought a hood from a junkyard the other day for 30 bucks, so I'm going to use it, and hopefully it turns out good, then I'll get it repainted. I really don't want to tear this hood up since everything matches it, obviously. So, and also I want to take this thing to the drag strip, but I really like to get these hood vents in first. I don't know if my transmission is going to hold up to repeated abuse of the drag strip. It is a 4L60 that I built up a little bit. Probably only good about 450 crank horsepower, and we're putting out that at the wheels already. And I refuse to go to a 4L80. Everyone tells me to go to a 4L80. I guarantee you I will never put a 4L80 in this truck. I hate 4L80s. They're big, heavy, and I got to clearance stuff to make it work. I just do not want to mess with it at all. Plus my wiring harness wouldn't line up anymore with everything. So 4L80 for me right now is out of the question. I'll spend $6,000 on a 4L60 that'll hold up before I'll spend $1,000 on a 4L80. I know all y'all are going to criticize me, but that's just the way I am. I like the way the 4L60 is. So anyways, thanks for watching. As always, please like and subscribe.